Beautiful souls. So this week, when tuning into the collective energy, I felt so much in my heart. There was so much energy, there was so much activity in my heart, and it felt like this expansion. I even saw like light filling up the heart, things breaking up, breaking apart, breakthroughs. And this energy came from the heart, and it was coming up my throat. It was like making its way. It almost felt like it had nowhere else to go. It had to come out. That was the feeling. And, what I got from this, there's, a lot of things have been surfacing. There's been a lot of feelings of frustration, of stuckness, of maybe loneliness, some denser energies that we've been feeling in the collective. And what I'm getting is that these things are surfacing from the heart to be re-seen, to be reclaimed in a higher way. There's a chance for us to re-see what we consider to be our misfortune, our shortcomings, our mistakes, the fear that came in the form of judgment and lack. In whatever form we perceive these things to be, it's time to shift our awareness, shift our perspective, shift our focus, and begin to collect the gems that these experiences have provided us. And this doesn't mean that we deny what's already happened, the things that we've experienced. It doesn't mean that we deny it. It doesn't mean that we stuff our feelings down. We don't judge them. Nothing like that. Instead, what I'm saying here is there's a chance to begin to become the witness. Beginning to give ourselves the patience and grace that we're needing to be our own witness, to release what lingers in the shadows. What we're beginning to do is hold space for ourselves and to be in integrity with ourselves. So often we have these ideas around who people should be, what life should be, what this should be. We have all of these expectations of ourselves and the people around us. And when life doesn't meet that expectation, when people don't meet that expectation, there are all these feelings that we experience, right? So that could be discouragement, resentment, anger, impatience. I mean, the list goes on and on. There are plenty of other things. But there are some questions that are coming to the surface. So what if we began to see time as our friend? What if that frustration and impatience we've been feeling is really allowing us to see how passionate we actually are about something? What if it's shining a light on a fear? Maybe it's deep-seated, that we've held about not doing what we feel like we came here to do, around not feeling clear about our purpose, about the next steps, right? And how would things change for us if we got into our bones that every single experience was working for us? And all of these things weren't just, by happenstance. What if they were the catalyst for the change that we needed for our expansion, for our own growth. Right? I get the sense that this week there's a lot. I think a lot of people are becoming aware of just how intuitive they are. We're all intuitive. We are all intuitive, and it's something that we can develop, and it's something that can help to guide us, right? And what I'm sensing here is that there are a lot of intuitive insights that come this week. You know, whether it's, you know, while you're walking down the street, while you're working, while you're just sudden insight that comes about. You know, I even sense that there may be a person, like a new person, like, you know, when you meet someone and there's this feeling of familiarity, even though you just met that person, and you converse and it's just sparks are flying and it feels really good to just communicate with this person, you know? And sometimes in those conversations, there are these gems that are dropped. They say exactly that right thing, and your soul knows it. It's like you tune in. Maybe you get chills, or you just really pay a lot of attention. Maybe your ears ring, whatever it is. I get the sense that there's something that's really going to, maybe that download that's really going to spark, you know, this sense of excitement and passion for a lot of us this week. And once we shift our focus, right, and we start to see the things that we do have, in spite of what the bank account says, in spite of what, you know, looks like is the obstacle presented in front of us, somehow there's something that shifts that says, you know, I'm going to try this anyway. You know what? I'm going to do this anyway. Might be an opening, an opportunity that's made clear to you. And you take the step that you need, you know. And for some, it's you know, that person or that idea just sparks some type of, you know what? I haven't painted in a while. And that's something that I used to love to do it. Let me actually revisit that. And that's just something that maybe your soul needs in this time, you need in this time, for whatever process you're undergoing. And it's so interesting that this spark, this forward motion, and I say this because what came out in the cards was the Four of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is usually very fast-moving energy, you know, moving forward, all of that stuff. And it's interesting that that energy comes as we're exiting out of Virgo. So I feel like for a lot of the collective, Virgo has helped us to get really honest with ourselves, right? Take a critical eye at our lives, ourselves, what we're creating, where we are, like taking inventory, right? Maybe seeing where we can improve within our structures, within our, you know, our routines, our health, you know, our how we nourish our temples. Virgo brings that energy very much, you know, how we can manage and structure, you know, what's in front of us. So we come from that, right? Now we're building the structure, we're maybe rebuilding something, all of this stuff, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, making certain adjustments or just thinking about those things, maybe putting them on paper. And now, as we're moving into Libra, which is very fast moving energy. Libra is very fast moving energy. It's air, it's cardinal air, you know, and it's that spark, you know, it's get these ideas going. Let's get things moving, right? And so for a lot of us, I feel like that's exactly what's happening. We go from the planning stages and the deciding and the, you know, all these things to the now let's take more action, right? As we move into Libra. So I'm curious to see how this energy plays out for you all. Please comment, let me know, you know, what's happening for you. Is this resonating for you? And I also include every Tuesday, well, I'm trying to make it every Tuesday. If you sign up for my newsletter, I provide these healing frequencies. Usually they're in the form of meditation or something like that to support in this week's energy and helping to remain in alignment as all of these changes occur. We got eclipse season coming up. There's so much happening. So if you are interested in that, okay, all you have to do, if you're on IG, go to the link in my bio that says newsletter, okay? And just subscribe there. I'm happy to have you in the community. And, you know, if you are on YouTube, then all that's needed there is for you to click on the links provided for you to, again, subscribe and join the community. I'd love to have you. And yeah, blessings. Have a beautiful everything.